Hello, black man. This guided journal is being made available to build character, confidence, and define the inner person.
It has been deemed clear that our culture and our past has hindered black men from being open and vulnerable. Hello, black man.
Hello, black man.
Hello, black man. What is going on? We're back in the building for our show tonight. And hey, man, I'm hoping everybody had a great Monday. And a lot of times I know how Monday is. People they don't look forward to Monday, right? They're like, okay, it's Monday. Got to start back. Got to get back at it. But I mean, Monday is an opportunity. Like Monday is the day that I'm gonna have a good week. I'm gonna start the week off great. My goal is to start the week off on a good note. Start the week off on a positive note. Teach somebody something, learn from somebody. Like that's always my goal on Mondays. Like this is how my week is going to start. So like most of my Mondays, what I'm doing is I'm out and about, meeting and greeting and things of that nature. I try to get some networking done on Mondays because most people are, have run their businesses, they're out and about. But tonight, we're back in business with our overall Hello Black Man shows and bringing on some guests, some people that we have been in contact with in the past, some people we haven't. This particular young lady I met, I would say time is really getting by. So I would say about 5 to 6 years ago. And I had a particular event downtown Jackson, and her and one of her friends came by, and they had a British accent. So I don't know. I don't know what a real British accent. And I know the Queen passed today. Something like that. But she came in with a British accent. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. And so as time passed, she talked a little bit, and I'm like, that is not the same accent. Come to find out, she's an actress. So it all kind of made sense. But without further ado, I usually have my Alcorn stuff on. I don't have it on tonight. But she went to another school. I'll let her tell you all about it. Without further ado, Miss Natosha Devon.
Hi, friends.
What's happening? What's going on?
Nothing. It's been a really good time. So I'm just relaxing today and having a good day. How about you?
I'm doing well. Tell the people who you are, where you from, and just a little bit about yourself.
So I am Natosha Devon. I was born in Chicago, but raised in Mississippi. The better school that he was mentioning that I attended was Jackson State.
The butter school? Better. Oh, I didn't know what you said. I thought you were saying butter or something.
Yeah, you said better. I am an actor, a poet, and a writer. Okay. I have been in the business for about 10 years now. Mm-hmm. So yeah, very, very babyish in the industry, but very successful in the same vein. So I'm super excited.
Good deal.
Also, the event he's talking about, I came with my best friend Sharance, who is also an actor from Jackson, Mississippi, and we spoke in British accents. I think we had just learned Cockney in class, and we were like, let's go out and try it. Like, let's go to some place that nobody knows us. We're going to speak like this all night and see if we can. And when I tell you, everybody was like, y'all black, y'all from London. Yeah.
Y'all probably answered the same questions all night. Like, what is going on? Like, what? I bet that was absolutely hysterical.
We had so much fun tricking everybody the whole night. It was a good one.
Okay, good deal. So, what have you been up to recently? Tell me about some of your recent events and some recent accomplishments. I know you've done some commercials and things of that nature, some plays. You've been really putting in the work. I know over the last 2 years, I've seen a lot of accomplishments. Tell me about those.
I appreciate that. So I wrapped up my MFA in 2019. Mm-hmm. And since then, I've done some Walmart commercials. I've done some Tyson Chicken commercials. I've done different plays, and I've been able to be a part of like short films and feature films. Mm-hmm. as well as like pushing my activism and combining that with my theater work and with my artistry. I am looking to release my poetry book next this upcoming February. So it's a super exciting season. It's a lot of background work before people see like the results of it.
Always.
But these last 2 to 3 years have been, even with the pandemic, I can't say I wasn't blessed in that season as well. But these last 2 to 3 years have been a really blessing as far as my career is concerned.
Good deal. Let me ask you this: when did you know? When did you know? Like, there are literally a million professions out there, a million things you could be doing. I guess just as a profession, And when did you know? Say, hey, I'm going to put my eggs in this basket.
So hear me out.
All right.
I did not want to be an actor.
Really?
No, this was not my journey. This was not the thing I wanted to go to school for. I wanted to go to school to be a lawyer. I have an associate's degree in pre-law. And I remember taking the classes and I was like receiving A's, but the work to me, it just didn't excite me in the way it excited like all of my classmates. Like they were excited to learn this and to take this test. And I was just like, I can access the material and I understand it. I just don't think it's something I want to do. I've always been a writer, like always was a poet. That was something that was always something that I had access to. And it was like a form of therapy for me. So I set out of school maybe 2 years to take care of my mom. And when I went back to school, I promised myself that like, I'm going to do what is for me. So I did the thing, where you fast and you talk to God and you're like, okay, Jesus, what you want to do in my life? Tell me. And God was like, oh, that's crazy because I want you to act. And I was like, cool. But if you want me to do anything else, what would that thing be?
Yeah.
And I'll do that. And he's like, no, acting. And I was like, no, like something
what else?
And I was bargaining with God. I was like, okay, God, what if I did journalism? Because it's really close to acting. He's like, no, I want you to act. I was like, cool. What if? And God was like, girl.
Yeah, I have a plan also, God. I know you have the plan, but what about my plan?
Because acting is so unpredictable. It's one of those things to where you can go to school, get all of the degrees, and you still may not be successful. And I remember just being so frustrated with God, because I talk to God like this is how I talk to God. Yeah. So I remember being frustrated, and one night I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this acting thing. But when it don't work out, I told you so, which is stupid, right? Like, I was like, nope, because you the one wanted me to do this.
This on you, buddy.
Literally, I was like,
you sent me down this road.
I can't wait till we circle back, and you wrong. But once I submitted to this calling, I haven't looked back. You can just tell when something is ordained for you, regardless of the level that I reach. Like if I never reach that high level, if I stay where I'm at or whatever that may be, the field itself, I feel, is ordained for me and where I do my best work and my best connecting with people. So it was really God that like, I did this kicking and screaming. I'm going to be honest with you. Even grad school, I was like, maybe I shouldn't go. And God was like, girl, I've always been like,
stop playing with me.
Literally, God had to tell me, like, stop playing with me and do what I said. And I finally did. Like in 2000, I want to say 2014 was when I touched my first script. I was like 24, maybe.
I'm gonna tell you what is the biggest misconception about your profession. I'm gonna tell you from my perspective what I think it may be. People think that if you can memorize your lines, you're sick. Like if you can memorize a few lines, I could be an actor also. That's like, people, I guess, outside the profession say, okay, you memorize some lines. That's all it is to it. And that's probably the biggest thing I would think that people would, have on their minds. From your perspective, from being...
It's going to be a little shady, but from my perspective, the biggest misconception is performance is acting. Those are two different mediums. It's two different mediums. So for me, I can perform a poem, right? Okay. Which means I've memorized it. I've learned it. I may have a little bit of emotion to it. That's performing though. But acting is human connection. Am I making connection with my scene partner, with my audience? Have I studied the craft? Because a lot of people feel like you don't need training and or school in order to act. You can pick it up and go and do the thing.
Right.
While a lot of people, and I was one of those people that had random like natural talent at it, I still needed training. There are still so many things I didn't know, which is why I chose the route of school and getting my MFA and things of that nature. I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions, is that you can just pick it up and do it. And I think a lot of people who do that, TikTok people, Instagram people, sorry, no shade, but they are, when I watch their work, it feels like they're performing and not acting.
I've never known the difference of the two. Like, I've never heard like, okay, and it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. Like, hey, you performing, just memorizing, just kind of going through, but real acting is you own it. Like, you own
real acting give you those chills. It's why you be crying during the scene. That's the grit. That's the acting, is being vulnerable and showing your heart and connecting to characters. And I feel like just because you can perform something doesn't necessarily mean you're acting.
Wow, gotcha. That is cute. You got a question on the screen that says, what would you tell a young minority actor who doesn't have resources to travel for cast calls, etc., but want to get into the industry? What would you tell that person?
I would tell that person, do things like Backstage, Actors Access. These are websites where they post different types of auditions, whether it be theater, film, television, and you can record those auditions and send them in. You can sign up. You used to didn't have to pay a fee, but now everything costs. So you have to pay a little fee. But I think that is a small way to get into the industry, because it can be expensive. And I would say stalk theater companies, like get on their mailing list, know when they have general auditions, because one thing that COVID has blessed us with is a lot of people are taking Skype auditions. And
Right. You don't have to be there physically now.
You do not have to be there physically until like the final phases of an audition. So if they're telling you to fly out, 9 times out of 10, you're one of 2 people they're looking to choose. But yeah, there is so much material that you can get your hands on by just Zoom auditions. They're really popular right now.
Good deal. One more, got another question from the audience. It says, do you have an agent? And if so, when did you get one? And what are the pros and cons of having an agent?
I am blessed with a amazing agent. I do have an agent. His name is Mark Landon Smith. I got my agent when I was in grad school. He's local to this community. I haven't had any cons. Well, I would say the only con is we're a smaller scale market here in Arkansas. But pros is he encourages us, go get an LA agent, go get a Oklahoma agent to make sure you're getting into all of those fields. And so I would say when it comes to an agent, make sure you have a personal relationship, you develop a personal relationship with whoever you choose, and that they have your best interests at heart. And I know like my agent goes to bat for me all the time, and I don't have to worry about being scammed. Funny story, like 2 days ago, he paid me early for like a job, this film job I did. And I was like, I need money real quick. Can you pay me early? He's like, yeah, I got you. And then the checks came and I was like, hey, you already paid me, so you don't have to give me that money. He's like, yeah, whatever. Come get the check. And I'm like, so that is like when you get a good agent that knows the business and knows like, no, I need to take care of my client. So I would say that personal relationship is super, super important.
Yeah, I guess definitely news to me the ability to have multiple agents, like an agent for here, agent for a region, and things of that nature. So that's definitely news to me. I guess I definitely wouldn't have thought about that. James says, do you have groupies? Do you have people following you around, stalking you, and stuff like that? That's a yes, James. Okay. The pause says it all.
I have people that love my work, which is a blessing, such a blessing. But I did have one like kind of scary encounter a couple of years back. So I am more aware of my surroundings. I'm aware with the information I share and things of that nature, because it can get, and I'm not even that high up, right? Like I feel like I'm at a basic level. But I think people can gravitate to and or become infatuated, because I hate the word fall in love, because I think that's not even true, but become infatuated with your art in general, and they think they know you and they think they love you because they're connected to your art. And it's like, no, you actually don't know me.
Yeah, that has to get weird. And like I said,
You're like,
you're portraying so many different people or so many different roles, and they get connected to one more, and you're like, that's who I am. 0.002% of life. Like, what are you doing?
And I feel like I get it more so through my poetry.
Gotcha. What's the hardest role you've had? What role have you said, what have I got myself into here? Like, this is not at all, like, I have to be a totally different person. Like, what's that role? Like, what
Lady Macbeth. Lady Macbeth.
Okay.
She was the hardest role that I've taken on to date. My director did something very interesting. Like in Macbeth, we all know the baby dies, but my director started the play with the funeral of the child that they lose. And I found that she was so heavy that I started in my own personal life becoming more aggressive and like mean and assertive. And one day I had to check myself. I was like, what is wrong with me? And a friend of mine was like, it's the character.
I was going to ask you that because, okay, so everybody knows about, what's the actor name that played the Joker and ended up having a lot go on?
I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of his name. It starts with an H. Well, his last name starts with an H. Yes, or no, his first name starts with an H. What is it?
Let's see. His name is Heath Ledger. Yes.
Yeah, I was right.
So everybody feels like that was part of his downfall, was being the Joker. Like getting wrapped up into that character and not being able to separate reality from that. Like, do you ever find yourself, playing a character and then that character creeping into reality out of the blue? Like this, there has to be like, you study for months and months for a play, how much every time, and then boom, the play's over. You do the play's over at 10 p.m. and then tomorrow at 2 o'clock, you just kind of slide back into that character like, oh, wait a minute, let me stop. I don't do that.
Yeah, I think Lady Macbeth would be the one character that I did that with. And I remember there was a specific song they played at the funeral scene, and like months, I want to say like, it had to be like 6 or 7 months later, I'm in my car and this song comes on the radio, and I personally feel pain. Everybody feels pain in their body in different spots. I feel it in my lower back. And I remember I was driving and I was listening to the song and I was like, what is happening? And I'm like bent over driving and I'm like, where is this sharp pain coming from? And I'm listening to the song and I'm like, oh, it's triggering the emotional response that I built up for that song. The connection that I built to that song is the funeral. So yeah, I've had those moments, but I'm very like protective of myself, because I feel like in this industry, they teach you how to drop in, which is like adding all the character stuff. And if I'm going to be a person that's on drugs and I need to research that and I need to understand what that mind is like, and I put it all in my body, but no one teaches you how to release it, which is why you see a lot of younger actors, like Disney actors, transitioning into adult content. They can't handle it because they've never been taught how to take something off, just put it on. And so, of course, they start with a drink or a blunt or this or that. And then we get full-blown this is just my theory. Yeah. And then we get full-blown addicts. And I think a lot of that is like the material we touch, and we're not protecting our own spirit. So I'm very like self-aware, and I'm very like pro detox. drop that out, do something that brings you back into your own body.
So like therapy and detoxing and, you know, everything that goes along with that, you have to be able to like separate from the person you have, you know, tried to become and
exactly
had a passion for. Wow, that is awesome. So let's answer a few questions out of the Hello Black Woman Journal, and we'll give me a random number between 1 and 52.
5.
5. Why did you choose 5?
It's just my favorite number. It's my lucky number.
5 is your favorite number.
It is. It's random.
What has 5 done for you?
Like every time I see the number 5 or something happens because I'm hard-headed, you know how people are like, I need to see things in 3. No, I need 2 more times. I gotta see it 2 more times before I accept it.
Gotcha.
But 5 has always been like my go-to number.
Like that's it. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
It puts you in a good space. So here's question 5. It says, hello, Black woman. What qualities make you a strong person? What traits of your character do you feel need improvement?
The qualities that make me a strong person is my level of empathy.
Mm-hmm.
I have a high level of empathy and understanding of like other people and their situations and their lives. And I think that makes me, it makes me an easy person to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes it easier for me to help others and provide for others. Something that needs improvement is my ability to say no. I struggle with that.
Is it because what makes you struggle with no? Because some people are no first, and then others are kind of no ever. Like they find a way not to say no.
I think one, I'm just a giver by nature. Like I love helping people.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a really big work ethic, and I think that couples with feeling like I can do it all at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And I struggle with, let me be honest, because all of that is a lie. We're being honest here. I don't know who I am when my hands are empty. That is something I'm trying to figure out. Like, who am I if I'm not giving, right? Yeah. And so I need to be able to provide. So saying no means I'm not providing this thing. Mm-hmm. So that is a big struggle for me.
I guess what I've noticed just with people that say no all the time, they usually are the ones that have been afforded a lot of yeses, right? Mm-hmm. They have been yes, you can get this, you can get this. And then they are the ones that start the no's. Like they kind of holding on to everything or whatever.
Yeah.
And the people that say no, and the people that say yes a lot, like you say yes, it's hard for you to say no. That it seems to me that those people have been told no more. And they say, hey, you know what? I've been told no so much, I don't want to pass this no on.
I don't want you to feel that way. So I'm going to make it happen. Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Give me your next great
27.
Number. 27. Why 27?
It popped in my head and I went with it.
27. It's going to be a good one.
Okay.
It says, hello, Black woman. Describe your religious beliefs or preferences. What does faith and spirituality mean to you?
Oh, so I have a really big personal relationship with God. I wouldn't say I'm spiritual or religious. Like I wouldn't title it as either of those things, but I do have like my personal relationship with God. I do my journal, my Bible. I don't get to go to church as much as I would like to, but I know like for me, God is like my concrete, lead me in this direction, guide me in that direction. And with that, I'm honest to say, like, I struggle sometimes with like, why did you just do that? Or why did you let this happen? Mm-hmm. So it's a working relationship. And I think that is true with any relationship, even if it is God. I think it's something that you work on, you work towards. And I think that is my case.
Mm-hmm. Does your religion come from a place? Like, did you find it, or is it something that is close already? Like, it comes from, parental.
I think it comes from I grew up going to a Catholic church in Chicago. And I think it comes from watching my own life story and watching where God has shielded me and where he's brought me. And sometimes I'm like, I'm not really supposed to be here. Like when I look at my life and my background, I'm like, why me? And so like, I know God has always been present in my life in those ways.
Huge.
And I don't need to see a miracle through someone else's story because I feel it within my own. And I have to honor that.
Wow. All right, let's do 2 more questions. Then we're going to freestyle a little bit. Give me another number.
Let's do 33.
33. Why 33? No reason. It's close.
Because I just turned 33.
Speak into the mic. You have a mic.
Yeah, I just turned 33.
Okay, then come on with it. Oh man. Hello, black woman. Talk about the most dangerous thing you've ever done, and how did you feel afterwards? What's the most dangerous thing you've ever done?
I don't do dangerous stuff.
You've never done anything dangerous. You've never been 110 miles an hour. Never rode a motorcycle. No parachute. Nothing.
No, I'm very like.
You never rode a bicycle with no hands. Now, come on now.
No.
Come on. Dangerous.
Yeah.
No seatbelt is the most dangerous thing you've ever done.
Maybe getting like a hangover, like drinking a lot for a party.
I don't know. No. Like nothing. Like you've never ran from the cops or anything.
Oh, I did one time in high school. I did. I was dating. That's so funny. I was dating this guy. Terrible. I was dating this guy, and I was like on the cheerleading team, and we were leaving this game, and he was like a bad boy. And he was speeding in the truck, and he was like speeding. We sped past the police. Police cut their lights on, and he had a gun in his book bag. And so we just like sped away, and we like got out the car and ran into like a friend of mine's house or something like that. And the funny thing was, the officer that was chasing us was my uncle.
How did you figure it out?
The next day.
He told you, said, "Hey, I know you was in that truck, or I know that truck."
I don't remember like how
he figured it out.
I think like my mama must have found out, and then I know what it was. He found out whose truck it was, and he knew that I was dating him. And the old
1+1.
Oh yeah, and so I think he like came to my mom and was like, "Was Toddy with him last night?" And mama like, "Yeah, she drops him off. He drops her off after the games." Yeah, that was probably
yeah. See, that's why you got to write this stuff down. You forgot all about your.
I forgot about that. I was so
young. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, high school.
Give me one more number.
12. Did we do 12 already?
No, we didn't. This is a good one. Like I'm always gonna say that. Okay, but this is a good question. It says, "Hello, black woman. Describe your current relationship with your family. Describe the person you trust most."
Oh wow! So this is immediate family.
This is whatever, however you choose to see it. I can't dictate that.
My mom had 4 girls, and me and my sisters we're so close. Like we always, not growing up because we used to fight a lot, but now, as adults, we've developed such a beautiful relationship. Like my sisters are my best friends. I text them and call them about everything. And my mother, she has Alzheimer's, and so that has brought us together closer, like taking care of my mom. And I just have a good relationship with my sisters and my mother. I would say I've sacrificed a lot in like not being there for them as much as I could have or would have liked to because of my career.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, I'm trying to heal that, especially through my nieces and my nephews. And how do I spend more time? How do I get back home more?
You TT.
Yeah, because
come with me, do with this. I got you.
Yeah, when you this career is so difficult that sometimes you can't make every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, every birthday. And a lot of times my family's like, why can't you take one day off? And I'm like, because that cancels the whole show. Like I'm dipping into other people's paycheck.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah. But I think the more and more I go along in this, the more they're understanding. And because of that understanding, I also know that it's my job to, in those downtime, heal things that I dropped the ball on. Who do I trust the most?
Who do you trust the most? Who would you tell every deep, dark secret?
Nobody.
Nobody.
No one.
No human.
No one should do that. You should never tell everybody everything. But who I would tell the most to would be my sisters. I would tell them the most. They know 98% of things. Then there's that little 2. I got to keep it to myself.
Yeah. You got to take 2 to the grave.
I'm taking 2 to the grave. But they got that 9. They earned that 9. They earned that 98.
Okay. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to take a brief. Yeah, I'm saying
we got there.
Yeah. I'm going to take a brief pause. And when I come back, I want you to give us a short something. A short spoken something. So I'm going to give you the whole 30 seconds.
I love how you put me on the spot. You didn't even tell me. I could have been prepared. I could have been like,
no, absolutely not. No. We're going to give us a short break here and we'll be right back. And then you'll be on the screen and give us a short something.
Fine.
All right, we'll be right back.
Yo, check this out. I received this in the mail, right? Hello, black man. And I'm so excited about it. This is a journal to help black men articulate their feelings, express their feelings. Hell, just acknowledge that we have them in a safe and honest way. And hopefully, it will translate into other parts of your life. I get it. As a black man, a lot of us weren't encouraged or taught to talk about our feelings. As a kid, when you fail and hurt yourself, your parents told you to get up. You're a big boy. Big boys don't cry. That right there is a hard lesson to unlearn, and it's very hurtful. Because when we become older, we don't know how to express ourselves. We don't know how to talk about our feelings. We don't know how to have a conversation without lashing out or using profanity or getting upset and becoming violent because we weren't taught. But this, man, is essential, not just to each one of us becoming a better person, but a society of men being able to express themselves is priceless. So if you want to become the best version of you that you can do, check out helloblackman.com. Grab the journal, actually journal in it, be honest, be open, and be accessible to your feelings and embrace them.
I no longer desire to be a strong, black, independent woman. It is much too heavy of a burden to bear. I saw how it killed my Nana and almost destroyed all of her daughters. Maybe I'm a bit too passive, but death by suicide has never been that attractive to me. Thank you.
Yeah, guess a little snippy. Gotta give him a little. Yeah. All right. So listen. So tell me about your upcoming projects, if you can. Disclose what you got coming up. You know, you got your in February. It's coming up spring. Looking to release your poetry book. So tell me what's next. What's next for Natosha?
So on the roster now, we are doing a film. I can't release the title, but it's a really big project. I'm super excited about that. I start rehearsals for Detroit 67 tomorrow, actually. So the next play I have is Detroit 67. It's going to be at Theater Square here in Arkansas. And after that, my book releases in February of this upcoming February. I am shooting my short film, All Units, in December. So that will be coming out very soon. We're super excited about that production. And in June, I know this is far away, but
it's really not. June is literally in 3 weeks. Watch.
June finna come back around, right?
June. Watch what I tell you.
My baby, my one-person show, I will be able to do that as well here in Arkansas. I'm going to actually put that up on his feed, and so I'm super excited about that. Yeah, I have. It's a lot of good things coming up. A lot of blessings coming up. Super
do you want more on your calendar, or is there something? What call? Like, what is the call that you are most, I guess, passionate about receiving? Hollywood, New York, like, hey, this is different. This one's gonna hit different. Like, what would that call be?
I want LA. I think that's my next market. My next market will be LA. That would be my next market.
That's what's up.
Yeah. But right now, I'm just blessed to be, where I'm at, but I always know there's something more out there.
Good deal. Tell the people where they can get in contact with you and how they can support you through social media.
Yes. So my Facebook is Natosha Devon. You can always keep up with my artistry work and a lot of my activism work and the charities and organizations that I work with, which is very, very important to me. My Instagram is I am Natosha Devon, so I put a lot of information on there as well. So either place, and my website is natoshadevon.org, and so you can find out a lot of information about upcoming shows and events and when the book will release. Yeah, that's on my socials.
Good deal. So most of the time people are going to look at the last comment made. So once we end the broadcast, go ahead and drop all those links, drop your Instagram link and stuff like that in the comments, and we'll make sure we give you a shout out when we repost the shows so people can follow you from that standpoint.
Will do. Also, this man, I want to say this man has supported me since day 2 when he actually knew my real name. Day 1, I was lying, boy. He figured it out.
What you were doing some lying, like, wait a minute now.
But no, I just have to say, literally has supported my career and been in my corner, and I appreciate you so much.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
He has been consistent over the years, and thank you. I really do appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for being a part of the show. We really appreciate it. Thank you, your time and effort tonight. We wish you well on your show starting tomorrow, your auditions and classes, rehearsals, and stuff like that. And that's all we got. Thank you so much.
All right. You have a good night.
All right. Have a good night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's another show in the books. Natosha Devon. She's going to drop her socials and how you can contact her in the comments below. Phenomenal talent. Poetry book coming out. I've been in and around a lot of her shows and things of that nature, and it's always it always felt, not a performance, not just a performance, but actually acting. And hey, I learned that tonight because I definitely didn't know the difference of what it was. When I just memorize a poem, I'm just performing. I'm just performing this piece. Acting, you're taking on the role. You're injecting that role into who you are. So I think that's absolutely dope. So listen, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We're back getting this thing rolling for the Hello Black Man show. We appreciate you tuning in. And that's all I got for you tonight. Hello, Black Man. I'm out.